Hi you guys, so welcome to this midweek edition of the Friday Chat with me, Books by Sydney. Hey, Felicia is out, so I'm just gonna talk about a situation that's personal to me. And I don't know. And if you have a sensitive stomach, this is not a video for you. And you probably saw that by the two pictures that was in the front. I'm not gonna show anything else besides those two pictures, but still. So for those of you all who don't know, like, I have a condition called HS, which is called Hidradenitis suppurativa. That's the long name. But it's something like, it just happens. Like it happens. Some people say it comes from being fat. Some people it comes from like your autoimmune system. It happens. And it affects a lot of people. And sometimes it's genetic. They say so much different stuff about it. They say it comes from not being clean, which is not true. Like, it's just something that happens. And it's basically where you start getting like boils or carbuncles or whatever under your arms. I'll never forget, I was like 13 years old, so like puberty, it happened. I was 13 years old, which is like the worst time of your life. And I literally, my mom lifted my arm up and my arm started, it was like a hole and it was bleeding. She was like, how long has that been going on? I was like, I had a knot, but I didn't know, what it was. I didn't think it was cancer, because I used to do mammograms on myself, so I didn't think it was cancer, but I just didn't know what it was. So I was like, I didn't know. So she started taking me to the doctor. I had a friend who had it. She had the surgery. I didn't want to have the surgery. It's a surgery where they like go into your arms and core it out. And I was just like young. I was like, I don't want to miss school. I don't want to, like, people would like be the girl with the like band-aids under her arm at school. Like, I already got like, I'm already wearing a coat, thank the Lord I'm like cold-natured, but I'm already wearing a coat all the time. People think I'm pregnant, like, because y'all know people used to think you was pregnant when you wore a coat all the time. Like, I'm already wearing a coat all the time. Like, I'm already wearing dark clothes. Like, people see, like, if I do wear a white shirt, because I have to, people can see, like, the spots under my arms. Like, I don't want to be the girl that's out of school for having surgery under her arms. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So the doctor prescribed antibiotics. Well, my body does not like antibiotics, and it was causing even more problems. So my mom was like, well, you got to do something. So I got really, really sick. I lost a whole lot of weight, which made it a little bit better, but they were still there. So that proved mine were not weight related. I learned a lot of times, like, my stress and my emotions can cause them, like, have me to have like real bad outbreaks. I've had like knots under my arm as big as golf balls. Like, it's been crazy. And that was my life. Like, I'm wearing coats. And like, the internet was not a big thing when I was growing up. So like, it wasn't like somebody like me making a video, it was nothing like that. So I remember I had like the ugliest arm pits in the world, like prom and stuff. I'm holding my arms down. I'm cute, but I'm like holding my arms down. But I like kind of start living my life, and cause I'm a person, I don't like to feel sorry for myself. So I'm like, out of sight, out of mind, do you. So that's what I was doing. And as I started getting older, like, the first time I was ever intimate with a guy, like, he never looked under my arms, but like, while I put my arm around his shoulder, I looked on his shoulder, and I'm like, oh my God, stuff on my arm. Like, I guess he wasn't like, men don't think about stuff like that, but I'm like, I'm completely out of it sexually, because I'm like looking at his shoulder, like, there is something on your arm from my arm. Let me just kind of like put my arm around you and wipe it off. Like, and that was like my life. And that was like, anytime I've ever been intimate with a man, I'm like very, like, I've always been self-conscious. Like, and I know they thinking it's like, girl, she's self-conscious because she fat. And I'm like, no, I'm self-conscious because my underarms is ugly. And like, I used to watch the Dove. I remember watching the Dove underarm commercials and like stare at their underarms like a weirdo. And like, I stare at people's underarms, because some people have the nicest underarms ever. And that's something I like became envious of. And so I'll never forget, as I was getting older, as like, now I'm grown, I'm good and grown, and I'm talking to, and my whole wardrobe is black, and I'm talking to a friend of mine who just had laser eye surgery. And I was like, well, what made you do it? Just what, like, wow, that's so cool that you just decided to do it, because that's something that people would be like, you got to have money to do. But my friend was just regular like me. So I was like, what made you do it? She was like, I just didn't want to be grown and still wearing glasses. She was like, I didn't want to do it. She was like, so I took my time. She was like, because people tell you things are expensive to deter you from doing it. She was like, I took my time. I found out, what I needed to do, and I did it. And so I was like, So at this point in my life, I already like have switched my deodorants to a nice deodorant that works for me. I avoid acidic foods because I know that it causes inflammation and causes me to get agitated. I try to stay calm, stay chill. I'm always focusing on things to relax my anxiety. So I'm like, okay, what you know, what's my next step? Because I want to have nice underarms. Like, I don't want to be an old lady with ugly underarms. So I start looking into getting laser hair removal. Well, you know, if you melanated, you got to find a place where the laser works for you. So I found a place where the laser worked for me. And as time has gone on, you know, I have nicer underarms, and as you can see, and I'm so proud of them. But, and I'm like obsessed. But like, for me, it was just like, I was so thankful that, like, because now there are groups and forums and videos and things where people are talking about this all the time. So like, I see things and I pick up tips and I give tips, because, you know, that's just the way it works in the HS world. But I read people where they were saying they wanted to commit suicide, and I'm like, I never wanted to commit suicide. I always was kind of shy and reserved about it, but like, and I always kind of like kept it out of sight. So if I feel like if I didn't see it or talk about it, like, other people, I just didn't want people to see it. So like, but then I started, like, that was in my like younger age, but then as I got older, I was like, you know what, F it, these are my underarms. Like, this is me, this is just what it is. If you grossed out by it, I'm sorry, but it is who I am. And I gained a sense of self-acceptance, but I still wasn't happy with it. So I started my journey with laser hair removal last year. COVID shut that down, y'all. And like, the first day, like, I had not been able to just touch my underarms in years. And I was like rubbing them. I felt like a little seal. It was like great. And y'all, I don't know why I'm even making this video. I'm just talking, but I just want to say, like, you know, if something is wrong with you, you still have to find a place of acceptance of any issue that you may have. Gosh, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but find a place of self-acceptance of any issues that you may have. Learn to love yourself regardless of what you may have. Don't think that you can't find nobody to want to be with you because you something wrong with you, because again, nobody I was ever. And last of all, just love you and accept you for who you are, because I mean, child, you only got one you. So that has been my little midweek Friday chat, y'all. See y'all later. Follow us on social media and all that good jazz. Bye.